Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits review. Did a couple earlier on, they'll be uploaded soon, or before this one, so it doesn't really matter. Talking about it doesn't really make no difference, so why did I do it? I don't know. So, been out in the garden this afternoon, got some pallet, got a rattan settee, and there were I had two two-seaters and four one-seaters. Well, two-seaters were too small, they always make them too small, so buttered them up, made them into three-seater settees. So what we had was four rattan ends, basically doing nothing. So, before I get on with the review, oh dear, talking outside now. So, and there is my labour. So you can see the two ends, and then I've used pallets, cut down pallets to make it, and just ready for painting there. So, that's what I do on my boring afternoons when I finish work. Even though, to be fair, absolutely bummed up with, got a cold or something, kicking the stuffing out of me. So, tonight, and there's a reason why I've said that, because I thought, what's the best thing? You can take flu tablets, but half the time they don't work. And years ago, I read about the tannins in red wines, and it's not just an excuse to drink, although I don't need one anyway. But in red wines, the tannins actually help keep colds away. See, I've not drunk much red wine this week, or proper red wine, for a while. I drink my own brew, but home brew is not really as good as the proper bottled stuff. So I want to kick this cold, and the best way to do it is to, and as a review, you know, might as well do it for a review. So, it's from Lidl, and it's their Cimarosa brand, which encompasses all sorts of different countries, different grapes, you know. And I dare say I got it on one of their super weekend deals where they got a bottle of wines for £2.99, £3 for a bottle of wine, and they are good wines as well, you know. Don't be a snob and think that the stuff you buy from Sainsbury's, Lidl, Sainsbury's, Tesco's, Asda, just because you're paying £7 a bottle for it, is any better than the stuff you're paying £3. It's not, you know. The stuff that's probably £20, probably a bit more fine wine, you know. But, so I've had £27 bottles of wine, and it tasted no better than £5. I mean, there's some brands, 3 mils for one, not so nice. Some of the Blossom Mills, not so good, the cheaper ones. But I actually absolutely rate this stuff. It's why I end up going and getting it. I haven't bought any for a while because I wanted to get the beer reviews up and running and get them, you know. And obviously, wines are a lot dearer than beers. You can buy 3 beers probably sometimes for £3, where, you know. And I have to look at that factor when I'm doing beer and wine reviews. That's why I don't do a lot of spirit reviews, because they're so damn expensive. But I will at Christmas. So anyway, this is Cimarosa Shiraz Cabernet Sauvignon. It's 2017. So Shiraz Cabernet Sauvignon is a mixture of, obviously, Shiraz and Cabernet Sauvignon. This is a South African wine, and it's classed as bold and spicy. And on the back, oh dear, my eyes. A successful blend that combines the black fruit flavours of Cabernet with the bold, spicy notes of Shiraz. So, you know, that's what I said. The taste. So, rounded and flavoursome with dark fruit and a dry, savoury finish. Pair with game, stews, once opened, consumed within 3 days. I don't always take that as gospel, drinking it within 3 days, a couple of weeks. You might have to with white wines and rosé wines, but not with red. Comes with a lid instead of a cork. Some of the older style drinkers would say if it's a cork, it's better than that. No, it isn't. You know, because a cork, really, cork bottles should be, most of the time, really, should be upside down, so the cork doesn't dry out. But these days, with different techniques, you know, it's not always that. So anyway, So it's definitely not one of my homebrew wines, because I've just broke the... I have to check that sometimes, because I have done in the past. I put homebrew inside bottles, you know, and it looks, you know, when mates come round, I don't want them drinking all my best wines. So, you know, you try and, when they've had a few, crack open a bit of homebrew. And you'd be surprised how you can fool people. So, lovely colour to it. Not put more than that. I don't want to be battered too early. I'll only get a red card off the wife, and I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who watch reviews who get red cards off their missuses because they drank too much, fell asleep early, and you know, it's a lovely dark colour to it, you know, like a just less than black colour to it, you know. It's got legs on it, which you can tell by swirling it around the glass. Ooh. Like most red wines, you know, you get smell of cherries, blackcurrants, blackberries, you know. And in a lot of ways, they're all very similar in that ways, unless there's, you know, different flavours involved. They say let it air, open the bottle, let it air. Does it do that much? I'm not so sure that it does really, you know. You can tell I've got a cold because the way I sound, I can hear it as well. So, definitely spicy notes, you know. Lovely smoothness to it. You know, I wouldn't... You know I've tasted a lot of wine over the years, and drank some really nice fine wines, and you know, and to be fair, there's not many bad wines out there. But I've had one that did cost 27 quid, and I didn't rate it at all. And then I've had it's like Barolas. Lidl and Aldi do cheaper Barolas than the other supermarkets. And the Barolas are just as good as the, you know, like £10 more expensive ones. So, you know, the wine snobs will probably, you know, them who, you know, think they know it all will probably say different. But, nah. For me, like most red wines, lovely with, you know, nice, if you're eating a beef meal, or... I mean, I love it with steak. I absolutely love it, you know. For me, a wine, get a steak on a barbecue. Always the best place to you know, to cook a steak. Nice and slowly, you know. I like my medium rare, or medium to medium rare. So I'll cook it, and then I'll get a block of Stilton, or whatever blue cheese I've got. Slice it off. Don't put it too thick, but you know, put it on the top. Let it melt in. Once it's cooked, let it melt in so that blue cheese filters in, and then I'll get a plate next to, slap it straight on a plate, and I'll eat it without anything else. And I'll eat it with that blue cheese, you know, on it. And to me, that is the greatest. And then drinking the red wine with it, they complement each other massively. And you know, it's just, for me, it's just the best way of drinking red wine with a nice steak. And I'm starving as well. I've nothing to eat yet today, so bar a few sandwiches. So yeah, some lovely notes. I can't go on the internet and get anything. But yeah, very nice. Like I said, you know, with all these reds, they've all got them blackcurrant, cherry notes. And on the nose, you know, you can really get the spiciness on the nose. Oh, I'm trying to think of stuff over the years. I mean, to me, this is as good as any of that. Is as good as a Wolf Blass. You know what you pay near nothing for tenner for a Wolf Blass Shiraz. And your Brancots, you know, I don't. The only Shiraz that I will say is different, but it's different in a way that just because it's got a unique taste to it, is the Yellowtail range. The whole Yellowtail range, they've got like a sweetness in the Merlots, the Shiraz, the whole lot, and it's a sweetness, but it's still a red, lovely red, and but there's a sweetness in it, and you know, it's a great way of bringing yourself from a white and rosé wine drinker into reds, because that sweetness, it like opens a door for you to, you know, to get further in. So yeah, lovely. You know, essential. If you're not really a fan of reds, it's essential. You know, if you like blue cheeses and crackers, bit of red wine, go absolutely perfect together. Same with the beef, same with the steak. I mean, I even like lamb and red wine. I do. You know, I think they complement each other's great as well. Whereas chicken, turkey, and fish, always better with white wines. So yeah, lovely smell, and as it's getting in the air, you know, I mean, I did go on a wine course, and they tell you to, like all of these wines, even beers, they tell you to get some in your mouth, and then suck air through your teeth, and it really brings out the flavours. Oh. And all those flavours, them dark fruit flavours, it really cranks it up a notch. Try it with anything you drink. Although, if it's something really strong, it's going to go to your head straight away, you know. But it's, you know, it's an amazing way of getting the flavour. Dog's not happy because I'm not letting him in. You know, it's really getting flavour out of the drink. So anyway, before I rattle on too long, because I'm already at 12 minutes. Taste-wise, really nice. Good smell, good taste. You know, the price, you'd probably... I got it for £3. I think it's about £4 or £5 a bottle. But it's comparable to a much higher price. So, don't be put off by the price, you know. You know, some of the... with the likes of Lidl now, they'll sell their, you know, all their, like your New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs, just because it's £4 or £5 doesn't mean it's any less than some of the £10 stuff you get at the likes of Sainsbury's and that. They just sell it at a higher price. Simple as that, you know. You know, and it's supposedly branded, but the stuff at Sainsbury's, Lidl and Aldi's branded, just not from as well known, or the fact that they're just selling it cheaper, you know. Things to think about, you know. I mean, I worked at Sainsbury's for 5 years, and you know, people can be hoodwinked by the brands that they have in their stores, you know. It pays not to be, because you go to France and then where there's so much VAT on wines, and a lot of these branded ones are the same price as the ones that are unbranded, or supposedly unbranded, you know, cheaper brands. So, lovely smell, lovely taste, flavours throughout, brilliant. And I'm absolutely starving now. So out of 5, you know, it's a cracker. Belting wine, 4.4 out of 5, I'll give that. Absolutely belting. One day when the Barolo goes on offer again at Lidl on a super weekend deal, I'll buy a bottle of that and review that. But I'll have some cheese, and I might even do a steak with it, you know, in the winter months. But yeah, lovely wine. And I'm having the bottle tonight. Medicine, you know. It's got to be done. Although by the time anybody watches it on air, I'll have already had it and be drunk. So, thanks for watching. See you soon.